We just had a huge project and not enough hands, and we needed a bigger team to move stuff forward and more experience on the team. We're replatforming the whole product. The product at the time was built to be very scrappy and move very fast and to service a very small client with very minimal needs. And we switched strategies a year and a half ago to start up market instead of down market. And so enterprise customers, and they require a lot more capabilities and also some boilerplate, like things like being able to micromanage roles and permissions at a very minute level to be able to control who sees what and who manages what. That required a total DNA change of the whole product. So we basically replatformed the whole thing. So when we did an estimate to apply roles and permissions on the existing platform, it was literally one and the same as completely rebuilding it from scratch. So it's a little bit like not doing a heart transplant. It's like doing an entire circulatory system transplant. So that was the magnitude. And so on the front end, right, like there's a lot of lift and shift because the experiences didn't change meaningfully. The app mostly looks the same as it did before. The backend was a total rewrite. Databases are different. We had a no relational data store, and we moved to a relational data store, which required a whole entity mapping. And that required, because it's a relational database, there's a whole set of application layers on top of that needs to be rethought because the database is the core of your whole product. We went from a Python stack to a Python stack. We, shifted from what you might describe as RESTful APIs to GraphQL APIs. I mean, that's and even that was optional. We didn't have to do that. We just figured, well, we're going to do a whole replatforming anyway. Why not really rethink it soup to nuts and modernize it? But that was the enormity of it. And we started out with a team of about 8 or 9 full-time engineers, and then I started adding because we didn't have any runway at the time to build a team, like a full-time team. That takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and there was no time. And so the X team option of being able to fast track sourcing experienced engineers at a reasonable price that had worked in some of the technology was a get out of jail free kind of card. Like if we do a full-time employee interview process, there might be 5 stages to that. With the X team interviews, I think we had 2. That was it. So I talked to them, and then they would talk to somebody on the team, and that was it. And we'd be like, great, thumbs up, thumbs down. For any position that I filled, I don't think we had more than 3 or 4 tops candidates that before we found somebody that were like, this is somebody who can really help us. So we leaned heavy in the early parts with the front-end engineers, and from that, we found a couple like really awesome, like true full-stack engineers that were pretty capable across the board. What I want to see is real ownership, openness, right, to different ideas, like somebody that has experience and an opinion, but that opinion is not stuck in the mud and they're white-knuckling it, right? Those are the big things that I'm looking for when I'm interviewing anybody, actually, because I found that the hard skills are literally either a ChatGPT prompt away or a Google, if you spend enough time, right, you're going to find the information, develop the skills. It's the ability to learn quickly and adjust quickly, have very strong ideas about something that are not fixed in stone that you can iterate on. Those are the people that I have had tremendous success of plopping into somewhat ambiguous situations, and they just kill it because they have the raw tools to move the needle. And that's what all of this, like everyone that we hired had some semblance of that and some version of it. I appreciate the way that X Team drives a sense of culture within the X Teamers, and actually we benefited from that as a customer of X Team because there was a little bit of team cohesion amongst the contractors, right? Like that right out of the gate. And there's kind of somewhat of a network already there. The way culture works is very subtle. Literally small things. The swag. They all have the same shirts on. They got the same backgrounds. This gets more of the group dynamic of human beings working together. it doesn't take much, right? It just takes a couple social connections to establish like a guild, right? Like some sort of bond or whatever. And then people can participate or not, kind of thing, right? And that's the sense of sort of culture. I have found it to be very a strong foundation. When you can build those things, on top of that, you build things like engineering practices. It's a very easy, cheap, quick way to get connected with validated talent that is near shore. And that's the great thing about X-Team. A, building a network of actual connections of people that you know, and B, you're shorting the amount of pain it's going to involve to get connected to those people. And because of the culture you all are building, there's a network within that network, right? Because some of these folks have worked with each other in other roles. So, I mean, there's just an exponential positive effect.